Hi guys, Scott K Productions here, and today I'm going to show you how to make something like this. So basically, the idea of this is to it's going to be a three-step process in which in this one I'm going to make a logo. Well, I'm going to teach you how to make a logo that looks quite good, seamless, a bit like this. So what we'll do is we'll head straight into Photoshop. I've gone Chinese. And you want your width to be 1920 by 1280. Doesn't really matter about the resolution. You can play about with it. Some people have 300 DPI, but right. So what you want to do first of all is you want to make sure it is a transparent background. And now what you want to do is let's just make this bigger. Let's go say, by the way, if you click and hold on this T and then move it left, not left, right, sorry, I'm terrible with left and right, you can make it bigger and smaller. So I'm going to use, probably better doing it block capitals. Right, let's just move this into the center, and I'm just going to use text. So imagine there's a guy called Text. So what you want to do is you want to go through all your lovely little fonts. If you want to go and download some fonts, I'd recommend like Dafont or something like that. Just type in font on Google and I'm sure you'll find it. But what you want to do is you want to highlight your text, and then you want to go to Webdings, yes. So you want to highlight your text, go to the top, and then highlight this, and then what you have to do is you just push your down button, and it goes through them all. So you want to pick something that's nice and bold. Like I commonly use that. You can use down or left and right. It makes no difference. Dependent on who you're making it for, or if you're making it for yourself, which one you like the most, and which one you think suits your writing or your personality or something like that. So I'm gonna go for quite a nice thick one for this, because thick one's always quite good because you can do most with it. That's quite nice. Blocktastic, yeah. We'll use that. That's one of the ones that don't come standard with it. So I'll link this into the description below. Right. So what you want to do with this is there's numerous things you can do. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to go to your square marquee or rectangular marquee, whatever you want to call it, and you want to highlight each letter, and then you want to copy, Control C, and then Control V. Make sure you click back to the text again. Highlight the E, Control C, Control V. Right, so while I'm doing this, I'm just going to skip to until I've done it. Right, so I've now done this, so now what you can do is, well, sometimes people delete this, and it's like, well, if you go wrong with these, you can't really go back on yourself. So what I like to do is I just like to click this I button, and then it just gets rid of it for you. So now you can play along with things. So what you want to do now is you see this T here, you want to bring this down and make sure it lapses like directly where you want to start it, because hopefully they should all be the same size if you get a good font. So now what you can do is you just move these to the right place, and you can do stuff like this. So you can sort of play about with it. That looks a bit like an arrow. So you could sort of do something like that. You know what? What did I call them? FedEx. EX, yeah, FedEx. Yeah, they do this. This is what FedEx do. So you want to try and make sure that your letters are in the right things like this, so they all join up nicely. And then what you can do once they're joined up nice is you can just move this, and then what you do is I'd go to this marquee and just make sure they're about the same, and if not, you can just do this. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your opacity is 100%, so then it's like a full block thing. You want to select your T, and then just use your brush, your rubber brush, whatever you want to call it, to rub out the bottom. So now hopefully you should have a nice equal line, which is perfect for what we're about to do. So you want to do the same with this, and just slightly clip a bit off, make sure that you've got it all highlighted. So then you want to make it all the same size, and then it's easier to match things up. So now once they're the same size, you want to move these blue things. I can't even remember what they're called, but I just use them for like perfect measurement and things. So what a good idea for this X is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head into this and then budge this up right next to it. And then what you can do is if you see this little image here, if you control and then click on it, it provides like a marquee around it. So then what you want to do, if you're going to do this, which is a pretty good effect, is you want to go to expand, so you're expanding it, say by 15 pixels. I think that's a bit too big. It depends on how big your text is. So you want to go back to modify, and you can just contract it to say. So say I wanted to get rid of 7, which that seems about right. So now what you want to do, now that you've got your marquee, is you want to head into your E and get your rubber out, making sure that it's at 100% opacity and your hardness is 100%. And then you want to just scrub around here. And you can do it for your T if you want. Then just select your T and do that. But I don't think it looks very good with the T. So then if you don't like it, Control, Alt and Z. That's if you're using the standard things for Photoshop. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to try something out. So I'm going to attempt to get rid of this bit. I think it'd look more like a C, won't it? Because I'm just trying to get sort of like an arrow aspect of it. But yeah, this sort of splits it up and you can still see that it says text. Right. So what a few people do as well is they do this, which is sort of like an arrow type thing. So what you want to do is you want to make a triangle if you're sort of going for this. This is sort of like a graffiti look. I don't usually use it, but if you want to, you can. Right, so what you want to do is you want to go to your well, first of all, what you want to do is you want to make a new layer. Hopefully put it to the top. And then you want to make sure that your colour is the exact black. So you can just click your colour that you have already. And then you want to make sure that your hardness is 100%. And then just scribble over it like that. And then because it's on its own layer, sorry, I've got a bit of a bad throat. Because it's on its own layer, you can now Control J, and that copies the full layer. So what you want to do is you can flip it like that, and it should sorry, it should connect together where it meets, or where it meets a square. So then if you want to bring them in like that, so it's sort of equal on both sides. And then what you can do is, if you don't like it or it does something like this, what you can do is you can click there and then just try and meet it like that, and then go around like I am doing now, and use your rubber tool and it should get rid of it. So then if you do the same again with this, and this also actually straightens the shape out as well. So if your shape's a little bit not like straight like this one is, straightens it out for you. Like if you accidentally, like if you actually hit the rotate and you can't get it back to what it was before, just do this. So then you want to go back to your layer 5, and there you go. So now you can sort of do something like that. If you don't like it, you can also make it smaller by highlighting them both by using Control. And if you're actually going to resize anything, guys, make sure you click this maintain aspect ratio, because then when it does, it maintains it, and then you can play about with it even more. So there you go. Say if you wanted to do like an arrow, that looks quite cool. There's also an arrow there as well. If you want to try and Control and then J, it'll copy that, and then you can move it there as well, and that should keep it quite centered. You can also bring it down to where this stops. There you go. So it sort of gives sort of like a consistency to it. And also, if you notice here, you see there's like a, like this here, which doesn't sort of consist with this. So what you can do is you can just do exactly the same on this side by clicking about there, doing it sort of the same angle just by looking at the other one and trying to get it exactly the same. No one will actually ever know. I'm sure there's a proper way of doing it, but you're my students now. And if you don't like it, obviously you can go back. Or what you can do is you can Yeah, right, so let's say we actually did change that. So if I go back to here, and we did put it out like that. And you see that it's sort of like a bit small, don't you? So what you do there is you just highlight that, copy that, paste it, and it becomes its own layer. So what you can do is if you bring it out like that, yeah, if you bring it out like that, and then go back to your T, and make sure you get rid of that, you can actually highlight this, and then if you go to your click tool, you can actually move it along. So therefore, when you go back to there, it looks like that, but because there's a hole there, you want to sort of do that. So then when you come back to this and drag it, there's not that much of a gap. So you see that it's sort of connected by doing this, and there's still gaps. If you hold control, there's more accuracy there. So there you have sort of like a nice symmetrical text. So that's looking quite good now. So what we'll do, guys, is that's about 12 minutes. So we'll end the episode there. That's how you can make a nice, seamless text object, and how you can make it personalised with a specific font. And next episode, what we'll do is we'll focus on changing the colour and how you can do it. And also, we'll put it into Cinema 4D. So if you want to make a 3D object out of it. So have a nice day, guys. This has been Scott K Productions, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.